Listen, so they unlocking this, and what did you call them earlier, John Michael? Subjective disabilities. Meaning, I guess he's saying if you can't see it like Lieutenant Dan, how do you feel about that term of subjective disabilities like PTSD or something that they feel like a person can exaggerate? There are solid markers for mental health conditions, right?
There are. I mean, and they are like I like the new system better than the current system, but people that are against mental health will not like the new system because the new system makes it easier for people that are articulate to be able to get a higher rating. I don't know. I don't like nitpicking things. Right? Like nitpicking, like, because we have enough of that as is. Because you can't see mental health, everybody's up your asshole about it. Oh, you're not disabled, like la 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 la. I'm like, yeah, tell my family about that whenever I, go sideways sometimes. Like I'm a human being like anybody else, man. Like, I have bad days.
I think that's why we keep animals sometimes, some of us, to keep us grounded. Because they hear me out there. I got a cat. She just kind of comes around. She stays in the garage when it get cold. And my daughter will be hearing me fussing at her out there. Because you know how animals like to play games. I say, you just trying. I'm not feeding you again. And I'm out there. I didn't realize I was actually fussing with the cat. And I say, you know what you're doing? Because I say, I know they just fed you. And you've been over to the neighbor house getting food. And oh, man, I just be fussing.
Yeah. And tinnitus can be subjective, but I mean, I have tinnitus. I had an incident in service to where I had a noise injury at point blank range to my face. So I have it. I never claimed it though, because I blew out my eardrum, and
Lord.
After it healed back, it was normal, like, for me to hear that. So I just kind of got used to it. And then somebody pointed it out to me, and I'm like, that's just how it is. Like that's just the way it is. And it's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, so I get, the invisible wounds. And I mean, that's a personal thing. Like, I just have never claimed it. I have good evidence because I got facial burns and whatnot. But it's, just kind of weird.
And when they can't articulate, what happens to the ones that can't articulate?
I've only done like a couple of videos about mental health changes. And one of the videos that I did do, I spoke about that, is that the mental health changes rely heavy on how your mental health impacts your spheres of your life, right?
Okay.
So you're working, your stuff like that. Unless you're able to explain what that impact looks like, you're fine, right? Like, if you give them nothing, you will get nothing. So number one, if you don't know, like a low EQ type thing, but if you don't know how it's impacting you, then how do you convey how it's impacting you, right? If you don't have a self-awareness of how your symptoms are, then you're not going to be very good at sharing that information.
When it comes to the mental health conditions, do you think, like, and thank you for being here, M. Maternity, is it because people have no experience with the DSM-V criteria, which always cause them to cry foul with no evidence? You think that's an issue?
Most people have never dealt with mental illness. They've never worked with it on a professional capacity. They've never seen it in a life-threatening capacity. They have never interacted with it. A lot of the time, mental illness translates to, that's an asshole over there. That person is an asshole. That mean person at work type situation. So oftentimes, people do not deal well with things they understand very little about. Take civilians with how the VA claims process works. They do not, like, when that starts getting brought up, they don't understand it. When they don't understand something, they get mad at it, right? They don't have empathy for it. They don't
Yes,
have
sir.
empathy for the things on it. But so that's, it's the stigma of mental health. It's the stigma of the veteran community. It all depends on how it's brought up. If like for VA disability, if you've got somebody that's working 60 hours a week at a minimum wage job, and then they find out that this person over here is making $5,000, $8,000, and they're sitting at home all day, they don't give a crap about context, right? They're like, why am I having to work so hard when this guy doesn't? People internalize things really weird.
Now, yeah, Martin, you make an interesting statement. You say H-Town is growing because he shows all comments and has professional slideshows, and he's consistent on almost every day. Yeah, I try to do that, but here's the thing: Raider, this man, he has super chats, and this guy don't be worried about none of this stuff. Raider be reading everybody's stuff. I said, you're gonna go exhausted. I said hi one day. I said, no, Raider, no, not to hi. Oh Lord, not to be saying hi. You all right, man. Good people.
It is very exhausting though, because do you know how, like, have you ever seen me on a live stream, like, analyze somebody's statement, format it in my brain, reference the information, and just kick it back to them as quickly as I humanly can? 2 hours feels like 20. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love doing it. It's not that it's not a negative thing, but it's very challenging. But you know what? I'll say something else here. It's not just the slides. It's not just the reading every comment. It is literally the fact that you have such a welcoming, personable approach, and you make me happy to be here, like, just to talk with you. Like, it is so like, you ever just have, like, it's a very calm and great conversation, like when you, I, and the salty old Marine were on here. Like, it was a very wonderful chat, like.
Well, what else could it be? I don't understand. What else? How else was I supposed to act? This is how people supposed to treat each other. I'm so happy that y'all here. I'm happy because y'all have something that just really brings the information and connects it. Go ahead, brother. It just, I don't know no other way to be.
You adapt to the conversation even when you don't fully, like, if it's not you're not a subject matter expert on it, you adapt to the conversation. You're able to make very solid transitions between. You see the gist of the conversation, and then you can kind of sway it. You're a very good host, I guess I want to say. Very just fantastic.
Well, see, that's wow. This man, look what he said.
I know.
Raider made you talking about he made you hot and bothered. He made a black man blush over here. I didn't know it's possible. We don't turn red, we turn purple. Now listen, John Michael said, shut down the claim. This is his paranoia, brother. He think that his claim is going to be reopened. You said it earlier. I don't mean to dry snitch, John Michael, that his claim is going to be reopened because of bad actors, because other people, and that's going to cause them to open up all our claims. Shut down the claims companies, and we lose, or we lose our benefits. Is this the last cry, brother? I predict in 10 years we all are brought back to review unless something happens. Don't terrify us, God. Go ahead.
Well, look, okay, I think that is way, way extreme, right? Because I think that could the process be enriched to potentially make it more favorable towards honest veterans? Yes. But I don't think it's a veteran owns this side of this fucking issue. I think that if the VA wants to look harder at the veterans, they also need to look harder at themselves and expect more and do more to make the process better. Like,
yes, sir.
If they don't want claims companies, I've said it a few times, if they don't want claims companies to exist, then get better at your own thing. This is your thing, VA. You're doing it poorly. like the submission of paperwork. People are just hand jamming shit in there.
Wow.
That I will look. I'm going to go on record here, and probably MCM's going to come on here tomorrow, and she is going to just hang me up by my toes. But
hopefully she don't see this part. She said she's going there for work. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happens whenever a VSO that is accredited hand jams some bullshit that they know that's not true? Shouldn't they have a say in some of this? Shouldn't that issue with authenticity, credibility, and sufficiency, shouldn't they own some of that too? Like, I get the fact that people want to take on claims companies, but the VSOs are doing just as much. Like, I used a VSO one time, and they tried to give me a what was it called? They said that I had an inflammation disorder, and I'm like, what does that even mean? I didn't tell. They just wrote it on my paper and sent me to a P exam. Now, if I would have gotten service connected for that, that would have been bullshit from start to finish.
Yeah, but what their saving grace is, my brother, we do this from the kindness of our heart. We're not even getting paid. So don't be too
they're
hard
getting paid.
on us.
They're getting paid.
Oh, he
a lot
told
of them are getting paid. A lot of them are getting paid. Like, some of them might not be getting paid, but okay. So where's the line? Is that not fraud where a VSO is making shit up? I think it is.
Yeah,
right. But if people like, because I'm
but what are that monetary
shooter?
That's not a direct monetary gain.
It's not, but it's a fucking poke the bear game. Like, it's making the veteran look discredited, right? Inauthentic. Mm-hmm. They lose their credibility with that. I have a problem with that, because what it artificially inflates the cry wolf situation where, there's another person over there lying about their shit. And it's like, I wasn't lying about anything. I just, the person that submitted the claim just wrote some shit on here that wasn't true. Because that happened to me personally. I'm not saying I'm not making that up. They gave me a inflammation disorder, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're like, oh, you've got this condition. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, what are you talking about?